King Edward VI College, Centre number 20570, Theatre Studies Unit 2, performance of Look Back in Anger. My name is Jacob Elcock, my candidate number is 6293 and I play Jimmy Porter.
My name is Tim Handley, my candidate number is 6385 and I play Cliff.
My name is Rebecca Toombs, my candidate number is 6974 and I am playing the part of Helena.
My name is Tamara Patterson, my candidate number is 6739 and I play Alison Porter.
It's almost unbelievable. I don't understand your party at all. Why? That's what I don't see. Why did you marry him?
There must be about 60 answers. After the family came back from India, everything seemed, I don't know, unsettled. Daddy seemed irritable and rather remote, and Mummy, well, you know Mummy. I didn't have much to worry about. I didn't know I was born, as Jimmy says. I met him at a party, you know. I remember it so clearly. I was almost 21. The men there seemed to just trust him, and as for the women, they seemed intent on showing some contempt for this rather odd creature. It had been such a lovely day, and even in the sun. Everything about him seemed to burn. The edge of his hair seemed to spring up his head, and his eyes were so full of the sun. I knew I was taking on more than I was ever likely to be capable of bearing, but there never really seemed to be a choice. The howl of outrage and astonishment went up from the family, and that did it. Whether or not he was in love with me, he made up his mind to marry me. They did everything they could think to stop us.
Yes, it wasn't a very pleasant business, but you could see their point.
Jimmy went into battle with that swinging round his head, frail and so full of fire. I'd never seen anything like it. The old story of midnight in shining armour, except his armour really didn't seem to shine very brightly.
He's really a savage, isn't he?
Well, Hugh was writing some novel or other, and he made up his mind he must go abroad to China or some God-forsaken place. He wanted me and Jimmy to go with him. Jimmy refused to go. He accused Hugh of Rita, and he thought it was wrong of him to go off and leave his mother all on her own. I'm sure that woman blamed him for all, you know. Jimmy too, in a sense. Not that he'd ever say. We never really talk about it. But that woman, oh, I can see every time she looks at me, she's thinking, if it hadn't been for you, everything would have been okay. We'd have been happy. Not that I dislike her. She's very sweet, in fact. Jimmy seems to adore her principally because she's been poor almost all her life and she's frankly ignorant. I'm aware of how snobbish that sounds, but it happens to be the truth.
Alison, listen to me. You've got to make up your mind about what you're going to do. You're going to have a baby and have a new responsibility. Before it was different and there was just yourself at stake. You cannot go on living in this way any longer.
I'm so tired. I'm dreading coming into the room.
Why haven't you told him you're going to have a child?
I don't know. Oh, it's his all right. There's no doubt of that. You see, I've never really liked anyone else.
Listen, darling, you've got to tell him. Either he learns to behave like everyone else and look after you, or you leave this madhouse, this menagerie. He doesn't seem to know what looking at means.
You see that bear? And that squirrel? That's him, and that's me.
Meaning?
The game we play. Bears and squirrels. Squirrels and bears. Yes, I know, it's quite mad. Quite mad. That's him, and that's me.
I didn't realise he was fey as well as everything else.
Oh, there's nothing fair about Jimmy. It just always seemed to have left. Or had left. Even bears and squirrels seem to have gone their own way now.
Since when?
It started during those first few months that you went abroad. It was a sort of unholy priesthood of being animals to one another. We could be little furry creatures with little furry brains. With nothing but dumb, uncomplicated affections for one another. A sort of silly symphony for people that couldn't quite bear the pain that we now they're dead. Poor silly animals. They're all love and no friends.
Listen to me. You have got to fight him. Fight or get out, otherwise he will kill you.
There you are, darling. Oh, hello, Lena. Tea ready?
Yes, it's all ready, dear. Give Jimmy a call, will you?
Right. Hey, you horrible man. Stop that bloody nose and come and get your tea. Going out.
Yes.
Pictures?
No. Church.
Both.
Yes, are you coming?
Well, I need to show you the paper properly yet. Tea. Let's have some really circle. Ah, there you are, Will. That blinking. Oh, put it away, why don't you?
Oh, Cliff, you like it, really. Anyone who has no love for music with some soul, but no feeling for musical.
Rubbish.
Now that proves my point for you, doesn't it? Do you know, Webster played the banjo for a time?
No. Are you ready?
He said he'd bring it along next time he came.
Oh,
Okay, why is it no one knows how to treat the papers in this place? I haven't even started them yet, not the posh ones anyway.
By the way, can I borrow your music?
No, you can't. You want anything in this house, Cliff, you have to pay for it, just like I have to. Price £9.
Price £9. A penny from any bookstore. You're a mean old man, that's what you are.
Yes, but what do you want to read it for? Anyway, Cliff, you've no intellect, no curiosity, all washes over you, doesn't it? Am I right?
Right.
Well, at the end of the day, you're a Welsh tarsh.
And that's what I am.
Oh, nothing bloody hell, you want to be Prime Minister. You've been talking to some of my wife's friends again. They're a very intellectual set, aren't they? I've seen them. They all sit around with their mental hands on each other's knees and talk about sex as if it were the art of thug. Oh, you don't want to end up like some emotional spinster lad just to listen to your dad. You know your problem, son, is that you're too anxious to please.
Thank heaven somebody is.
Helena, my dear, would you like some tea?
Thank you.
Now that is how you'll end up, my boy. Black-hearted, evil-minded, ambitious, and those old favourites, your friends and mine, sycophantic, phlegmatic, and of course top-of-the-bill pusillanimous.
Why are you going to have your tea?
won't be long.
Thought of a title for a new song today. It's called You Can Quit Hanging Round My Counter, Mildred, because you'll find my position is closed. Good?
Oh, very good.
Ah, yes, I thought you'd like it. If I could slip in a religious angle, it should be a big hit. In fact, I was thinking you might help me there, Helena. It might help if I recite the lyrics. It goes a little something like this. I'm tired of necking, of pecking, home wrecking, of empty bed blues. Just pass me the booze. I'm tired of being hetero. I'd rather ride on the metro. Just pass me the booze. This perpetual boring gets quite dull and boring. So avoid the old python's coil and pass me the silver oil. You can quit, etc., etc., etc. No?
Very good.
Oh, and I know what I meant to tell you as well, Cliff. I wrote a poem while I was in the market yesterday, if you're interested, which, of course, you obviously are. It starts off, there are no dry cleans in Cambodia.
Oh.
What do you call it? The cesspool where something of a stone dropped into.
You should have dropped in it, all right.
Why do you try so hard to be so unpleasant?
Was that?
Do you have to be so
What do
offensive?
you mean now? You think I'm being offensive now? Oh dear, you really do underestimate me, don't you?
I think you're a very tiresome young
Very
man.
good. My wife's friends indeed. Pass it back to the cucumber sandwiches later. You going out
Yes, that's right.
on a Sunday evening in this town? Where on earth are you going?
I'm going to help Helena.
That's not a direction, my dear, that's an affliction. I didn't ask what was wrong if you asked where you were going.
She's going to church.
You doing what? You gone out of your mind or something? Oh, I see. I see. You're determined to win, aren't you? So is this what it's come to now? Tell me, Helena, tell me honestly. How feeble can you get? You know, when I think of what I did, what I endured to get you out of that...
Oh, yes, I know what you did. Rescue me from my friends and all my family. I'd still be rotting away at home if you hadn't been called a charger and carry me off.
You know, funny thing is that I really did have to ride up on that old white child. Well, it was off-white, really, wasn't it? You see, Mummy locked her up in their 8-bedroom castle, didn't she? You know, Helen, my dear, there really is no end to what the middle-aged Mummy will do in the holy crusade against ruffians like me. Mummy and I just one quick look at each other, and from then on the age of chivalry is dead. Of course, I knew that to protect her innocent young, she wouldn't hesitate to cheat, lie, bully, blackmail, steal, threatened as she was with me. A young man without money, looks, or even prospects to speak of, she would bellow like a rhinoceros in labour, enough to make every male rhino turn for miles, turn white and pledge himself to celibacy. But even I underestimated this lady's tactics. Allow me to give you a prime example, if I may. You may have noticed I happen to wear my hair rather long. Now, despite what Mummy may believe, this is not because of any dark, unnatural instincts I may possess. No. But A, because I can normally think of better things than a haircut spent to bob on and beam. I happen to prefer long hair, but this simple, innocent explanation didn't appeal to Mummy at all, did it? Now, so she hires people to watch me, see if she can't somehow get me into the news of the world. Also, I shall carry off her daughter on an old white charger, decked out and capricious in discredited passions and ideas.
Don't let's brawl.
Oh, Cliff, dear boy, why don't we brawl? You see, it's the only thing left I'm any good at. You have let this genuflecting sin jobber win you over, haven't you? She's got you back, hasn't she?
Oh, for heaven's sake, don't be such a bully. You have no right to...
I've got every right. That old bitch should be dead. Well, I write. I say she should be dead. Alison, my dear, what's the matter with you? Why don't you leap to her defense?
Jimmy, don't.
If someone said something like that about me, Cliff, she'd react soon enough. She'd spring into her well-known lethargy and she'd say nothing. You know, the world was winning a good dose of salts the day to get through her. Ooh, what a belly you've got coming to you, my little wormy ones. Alison's mother is on the way. She'll leave a trail of worms, my friends, gasping for laxatives behind her, from purgatives to purgatory. Helena, my dear, is anything the matter?
I feel rather sick, that's all. Sick with content.
You know, one day when I'm no longer spending my days running sweet school, I may write a book about this one. All in here. Written in flames a mile high. And it won't be recollected in tranquility of the picking daisies with Auntie Wordsworth, no. It'll be recollected in fire, blood, not my blood, of
She
course.
simply said she was going to church with me. I do not see why that caused this incredible outburst.
Really? Well, perhaps you're not as clever as I thought.
You think the world's treated you badly,
Oh,
don't you?
don't try and take his suffering away from him. He'd be lost without it.
I thought this play you were touring in finished up on Saturday week.
That's right.
8 days ago, in fact.
Alison wanted...
What the hell are you plotting?
Haven't you finished?
Are you going to let yourself be taken in by this sainted deal's clothing? I will tell you the simple truth about her. She's a cow, and I wouldn't mind too much. I really wouldn't. Except she's decided to become a sacred cow as well.
You've gone too far, Jimmy. Now it's right.
Oh, you see, I know Helena and her kind. Oh, so very well. They're romantic, lot. You can't move for them these days. She moved long ago into a lovely little cottage in the soul, all cut off from the ugly problems of 20th century altogether. She prefers to be as far away as possible from all the conveniences we've fought to get for centuries. She'd rather go down to the ecstatic little shed at the bottom of the garden to relieve her sense of guilt. Our Helena's full of ecstatic wind, aren't you?
It's a pity you've been so far away all this time, or I probably would have slapped your face.
What? Helen, please don't make the mistake for a moment of thinking I'm a gentleman.
I'm not very
I have no public school scruples about hitting girls. If you slap my face, by God, I will lay you out.
Probably would have
You
tried-
bet I'm the type! I'm the type who detests physical violence. Which is why, if I find some woman trying to cash in on what she thinks is my defenseless chivalry by lashing out with her frail little fists, I lash back.
Is that meant to be subtle? Or just plain
I think you and I understand each other all right. Answer me this. Have you ever watched somebody die?
No, I haven't.
Anyone who's never watched anybody die, my dear, is suffering from a pretty bad case of virginity. You know, I watched my father die. 12 months. When I was 10 years old. He'd come back from the war in Spain, you see. And a certain God-fearing gentleman there had made rather a mess of him. He was dying. We all knew he was dying. I knew he was dying. I was 10. But you see, I was the only one who cared. Every time I sat on the edge of his bed to read to him or to hear him read to me, I had to fight back my tears at the end of 12 months of a bloody veteran. And the family, they sent a cheque every month, oh yeah. Hoped you'd get on with it without too much vulgar fuss. Mother, she looked after him without complaining. Maybe she pitied him. Supposedly she was capable of that, but I was the only one who ever really cared. So you see, Helen, I knew more about anger, about love, and about betrayal when I was 10 years old than you'll ever know in your life, and I can't forget that.
Tiny wrecked. I'll just get my things together, I'll see you guys.
Does it mean anything to you? What people do to me? I have given you just about everything. Doesn't it mean anything to you, you Judas, you flaming soul, bloody feeble? She's taking you with her, and you will let her do it.
All I want is a little bit of peace.
Peace, gosh, it was peace. You know, Alison, my heart is so full, I feel ill, and she wants peace. You know, one day you might want to come back here. And I tell you, I will wait for that day with bated breath. I want to stand up in your tears and splash about in them and sing. I want to be there when you grovel. I want to be there. I want the front seat. I want to see your face, rubbed in the mud. There is nothing else I can hope for any longer.
There's a phone call for you.
Isn't there? Well, it can't be anything good, can it?
Already? Yes, I think so. You're all right, aren't you? What's he been raving about now? Or what does it matter? He makes me want to claw his hair out by the roots. When I think of what you'll be going through in a few months' time and all for him, it's as if you've done him wrong. These men. And all the time, you just sit there and do nothing.
That's right. I just sit here.
What's the matter with you? What kind of man are you?
I'm not the district commissioner, you know. Listen, Helena. I don't feel the same way Jimmy's others about you. But I'm not exactly on your side either. And since you've been here, everything's certainly been worse than it's ever been. This has always been a battlefield. But I'm pretty certain that if I hadn't been here, everything would have been over between these two long ago. I've been a no man's land between them. Sometimes it's been still, peaceful, no incidents. We've all been reasonably happy. But most of the time, it's simply a very narrow strip of plain hell. I love these two people very much. And I pity all of us.
Are you including me in all that? I don't understand you, and I do not understand him. I don't understand any of it. All I know is that none of you know how to act in a decent and civilised way. Listen, Alison, I sent your father away. You should get it first thing in the morning. I thought it would be easier than trying to explain the situation over the phone. I asked him to come up and fetch you home tomorrow. What did you say? Simply that you wanted to go home and would come and fetch you. I see. I knew that would be quite enough. I told him not to worry, so they won't worry if there's been an accident or anything. I had to do something, dear. You don't mind, do you? No, it's okay. Thank you. And you'll go when he comes for you? Yes, I'll go. I'll expect he'll drive up. That means he'll be here around tea time, which will give you plenty of time to get your things together. And perhaps, after you've gone, Jimmy will come up to his senses and face up to things. Who was on the phone? I'm not sure. It ran just after I sent the receiver off. I had to go back down the stairs again, Sister somebody, I think.
It must have been the hospital. Unless you know someone in common. That doesn't seem very likely, does it?
Anyway, we'll be late. We don't have to see you.
All right, boy.
Excuse me. She's had a stroke. They didn't say much, but I think she's done.
Really, I'm sorry.
How bad is it?
She's done. It doesn't make any sense, does it? Do you think it does?
Really, I'm sorry.
Is there anything I can do? London train goes in half an hour. You better order me a taxi.
All right. Do you want me to come with you?
No. No, it's not for you to go. After all, you had a nerve with me right. You know, I remember the first time I showed her the photo. She looked at it, the tears had welled up in her eye, and she kept repeating over and over again, she's so beautiful. She's so beautiful. It sounds simple. It's sentimental when you repeat it, doesn't it? But the way she said it was pure gold. What I'm trying to say is, she got a kick out of me. Like she did out of everything else. How many was she? Coming with me, huh?
Alison.
Listen, please listen to me. I don't think that I can do this alone. I need you.